Klaus? Klaus?
Back again.
Klaus?
Hallo Mamba, ich bin wieder da.
Oh, okay, nice. Oh,
Tut mir leid, hat ein bisschen länger gedauert.
kein Problem, ich bin auch gerade erst zurückgekommen. Wir müssen eine Katze retten.
Eine Katze retten.
Ja, die ist zum Nachbarn in den Garten gesprungen, ist nicht mehr rausgekommen.
Okay.
Haben die überall gesucht und jetzt erst gefunden.
Sie lebt noch.
Ja, sie lebt noch. Hat jetzt was zu fressen gekriegt.
Oh, faszinierend.
Das sind halt Hauskatzen.
Ja.
Und die sind nicht so geschickt.
Ja, das glaube ich. Gut. Also ich bin, wie gesagt,
Du bist ready.
genau, ich sitze vor dem Stream, kann's loslegen.
Ich muss kurz die Vetos studieren.
Genau, das verstehe ich.
Ich glaube, wir müssen King's Chong wehtun. Aber
Okay.
eigentlich mag ich die Map. Aber ich glaube, von Okkostyle ist sie nicht gut.
Ich würde Runes of Endion wehtun, weil die ist halt das Problem mit diesen Rocks, dass du halt auf viel Zeugs achten musst einfach. Und wir haben sie jetzt mehrfach gezeigt, glaube ich. Wir haben auf Spezialgeschichten hingewiesen. Von mir aus, also King Sejong, wir können es ja ein paar Mal probieren, ne? Aber da wird das Problem mit Reapern, Liberatoren.
Ja, die Rampe ist halt einfach riesig gegen Hellions, oder?
Ja, wobei du kannst vom Gas zur Rampe wallen. Das ist relativ easy. Und dann reicht eine Roach und eine Queen neben dem Gas aus. Ich zeig's dir gerade.
Ja, ich weiß eh, was du meinst.
Okay, sorry. Tut mir leid, dass ich dich manchmal so behandle, als wärst du noch mein Schüler.
Ne, ich kenne die Wahl.
Aber ich glaube, das sind
Ähm.
2 Evos und ein Roach-Wochen. Es sind 3 Gebäude. Dann ist sie zu.
Ja, mag mich daran erinnern. Aber
Ich guck gerade mal nach.
immer sau schwierig im CVC, um irgendwie Linkplatz zu defenden, auch wenn du so eine Wall hattest.
Ja, okay. Das kann
Es ist halt, du hast keine High Ground Advantage. Gut, das
Ja.
hast du auf anderen nicht, aber du hast halt eine riesige Surface Area da mit den Link. Auch
Ja.
wenn du eine Wall hast, die Gebäude können so einfach angeknabbert werden. Ich glaube, mindestens ein Gebäude hat halt irgendwie 10 oder 12 Linge, 12 vielleicht nicht, aber sicher 10 Linge, die dran knabbern können.
Ja, und wir brauchen einen Kryptomor, sehe ich gerade. Den brauchen wir auch noch.
Ja gut, den Cryptomar hätten wir, das ist kein Problem.
Das ist nicht das Problem, okay. Das sind
Aber,
3. Lass es uns einmal versuchen.
Ja, wir versuchen es. Aber Endion Link hat Veto. Und Ulrine haben wir eher Veto.
Genau, ja. Ja, wir wollen ja einen Makro-Style zeigen, nicht unbedingt Cheese Defense. Genau. Lasst uns einmal probieren, wenn wir da im ZVZ verlieren. Vielleicht haben wir ja auch das Glück, dass wir die erstmal im ZVZ nicht kriegen. Kannst starten, ich bin bereit.
Ja. Ja, ZVT ist auch mühsam, nur CVP sollte gehen. Oh, die Kamera.
Kamera wäre gut, ja.
Hello guys, this is the Okkostyle 2.0. We play a CVC on Frost. With me is Neilblade. Hello Neilblade.
Hello Mamba, hello guys.
I'm really excited to play on this new map. I really like them.
Yeah. Frost and King Sejong Station were nice maps, or are nice maps. King Sejong Station is changed a little bit, but won't matter in the lower leagues, I think.
No, like it still plays out the exact same way as in Heart of the Swarm. It's just the small Liberator change, because it would have been overpowered with Liberators.
Yes.
Yeah, I barely get to play on the new maps in ladder. I don't know why. I don't think many people veto the maps. I think they're generally very well liked.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've played them a lot in custom games with my teammates. But so far in ladder, I think I played like 5 games on the new maps.
Okay. Did you have vetoes on other maps?
Only Ulrina.
Okay. Then you have a great map pool to choose from. So sometimes I wonder. I played 7 games and I always got Prime to Races back then. So I vetoed the map. I like Prime to Races, but I vetoed the map not to play always Prime to Races. And yeah.
So something to note, it's horizontal spawns. And he's going hatch first. And like the closest rush distance is always right here, like in this area, not over here. So we need to send our next overload over there. And on this map, if you get the first scout, against hatch first, you can scout the main gases. That's also a really important tell. He's already researching link speed. So we might start a spine crawler. He's building 4 links. He still has 6 drones in gas.
Which means Baneling incoming.
Very likely, yes. This doesn't mean he has to get aggressive. But yeah.
Do we choose our 2 gas instant roach warren answer, or will you defend it?
We'll just play standard.
Okay.
I think he's playing standard too, it's just he's going banelings and not some...
Well, can you predict how he can, if he chooses to build 60 links and a lot of banelings, how can you scout it? You have overlords in place, I understand,
yeah,
but
with watchtowers, with overlords.
we get a scout. Okay, that's
Yeah,
nice.
okay, we scouted the baneling nest. We have a scout here, we have a scout here. Oops. We lost one drone, that's not a big deal. So
You should have do the queens on the ramp. Put the queens on the ramp, right?
yeah, I think I didn't thought he was gonna pass. Oh, now we need a wall. Oh. One in the main. Yeah, it's just soft pressuring.
Does it look like a muta build?
I don't think so. It would be a strange meter build, but everything is possible. It would be like one of the greediest meter builds I've seen in a long time. Okay, we won't get that third base.
Perhaps he scouted that we're gazeless, so
Yeah.
he could be greedy. Well, I'll just wait and see.
We have flare. More for roach rolls here.
We require more minerals.
Did he send a lot of links, or why didn't we build the 3rd base?
Yeah, because I thought he has more links than he had. He only had 6 links. Oh yeah, so it's a meter build.
Strange muta build. Okay.
Yeah, but I think it's a very strong meter build.
We require more minerals.
Because
Can
he
we
has
punish?
because he has a third base.
The hive cluster is
Oh
under
no, if we lose this base, we're fucked.
We require
Okay, yeah, we're screwed. Okay, we got the links there. Oh no, we try to push really hard.
So we won't drone up our main base? 3rd base?
Oh, we will, but a little bit later.
Okay.
We'll try to do as much damage as possible now, while we are building queens. The Hydra then. Okay, now we can drone up our third base. We do a lot of damage.
So, our attack timing was just right because he wanted to build a lot of mutalisks, did not have enough defense, and so our push makes a lot of damage. Yeah, just concentrate on the game, we will analyze the replay.
So we have now a lot of queens.
We require more minerals.
I'm not that afraid about the mutas, I'm more afraid about his roaches.
We require more minerals.
Yeah, no, that should work out. Pretty
We
nice.
require more
He didn't kill
minerals.
this overseer, so we get a scout. Nice.
I would have built the spore crawler more early in the eco line. Ah, okay,
I
you
tried to
just
get-
moved it. Yeah. Okay.
Mineral field
Grandmaster number is
depleted.
not so fond with too much static defense. I learned that.
No.
Oh, my delay is very high
Mineral
today.
depleted.
10 seconds, 15 seconds.
Our
Well,
forces are under attack.
see how that works out.
Our forces, the hive cluster is under attack.
Yeah, he tries to.
It's
He
very
tries.
annoying on this map.
We require
But he's not
more
building
minerals.
anymore.
The hive cluster is under attack.
He just wants to distract us with his
Yeah,
mutalisks.
he's
And
gonna follow this up with a very hard, roach timing. Pretty sure.
so
Start spreading creep again because we have enough hydras to deal with the mutas.
if he commits to the roach timing, we will need roaches too, right?
Yeah, we are already building roaches again.
Okay.
We require more minerals. Not enough energy. We require under attack. We require more minerals.
We need. No, we don't need gas. The third base.
I think we were just gonna max,
Unacceptable.
and as soon as we were maxed,
Our forces
we get a nice overlord scout again. Let's see his lair timing,
Hive timing.
hive timing. I think that was a hydra then, or a infestation pit. Oh, maybe it was even a baneling nest.
We require more
And a
minerals.
second bending nest?
We must
Oh no, yeah.
place that on creep.
Yeah, no, he already has a baneling nest.
We require more minerals.
So I think we can morph some ravagers and then try to kill him.
Okay.
And behind of this we get a fourth base. Oh, I think we get this one.
Our forces are under attack.
Cool. So we have better upgrades.
Our forces are under attack.
And the hydras will help too, right?
Yeah, oh, we don't have better upgrades. But we have a lot more army.
Our forces are under attack.
And he will lose his third base, I think.
Our forces are under attack. Mineral field depleted.
Yeah, that's game. GG.
Let's jump into the.
Replay?
When I said, is it a muta build? No, it's not a muta build. It's the greediest one I've ever seen at its mutas. Yeah, let's jump right into it.
Normally you don't get a third base and you get the gases quicker with muta builds.
I'm ready. Sometimes I do not get the. Okay, now I get it.
No, I just
And
avoided you.
a blizzard bug is also that from 10 inventations I only get 7.
Yeah, same. And you have to relog all the time.
Yeah.
I think when I practice customs with someone, both of us need to relog at least 5 times in like 20 games.
So the first decision I want to ask about is you did not build the cheese defense thing like 2 gas and a roach run instantly because you were not afraid of his baneling nest. Why?
Because he's not cheesing us.
Yeah, that I know because he built hedge first or so. But to be sure he wouldn't build 60 links and banelings, you need to watch his saturation at the natural, and I'm not quite sure you did that.
No, you can just you have an overload in position, and when you see the links running out, it's very easy to hold on this map. Like we have a spine crawler, we have 4 queens. We can just make a complete wall off with triple evolution chamber,
Okay.
and then we have a spine crawler and 4 queens behind that. There's no way it's ever gonna break that.
Okay. So we will just cripple the economy, and we can build roaches when we are saturated completely on 2 bases.
Yeah.
If he commits to 16 drones or 19 drones and links and banelings.
Yeah, like
And we see I've missed that. We see drones at his natural. So this is not an all-in.
yeah. Yeah, no, you're not allowed to be afraid just because your opponent opens with Ling Bling. Like Ling Bling is
Totally standard.
totally standard, yes. And yeah, it's totally standard. You can already see, by the way, I'll pause the game really quick. He started his lair at 200 gas.
Which is a mistake for
Which
mutalisks.
is a mistake for him. Maybe he just scouted my main. Let's go into his vision really quick.
He scouted
Yeah,
your
he
main.
scouted the 4 gases, so he wanted to counter our 4 gas build, our Okkostyle, but it didn't quite work out for him.
Yeah, he just scouted 30 seconds ago. He scouted, okay, this is a gazeless Zerg, which is not common, and then he thought, okay, then he can't have muters as fast as I can, and he thought, and he builds a 3rd base, which is totally right too, to counter our build, because we cannot kill the 3rd base without link speed.
The reason why you don't get a 4th base actually with meter builds is because you can't spend your lower than on drones. But I think he adjusted that with getting the gases a little bit later.
Okay.
So we were definitely too afraid of those 6 links. We could have already have our 3rd base on the way. And then the thing is, we can't hold our 3rd base against 20 links. But if he builds 20 links, we just cancel the 3rd base, send it back to our natural, and then retake it again with roaches. This means he built 20 links, which are no drones, no roaches, and no mutalisks.
Okay.
So that would have been an important thing. That would have been one of the reasons why we could have lost this game, because we didn't build the 3rd base.
Okay.
Now again, as you can see,
I have a question. Pause.
Yeah.
Could you have known that he only had 6 links and we could have taken the 3rd base?
Yes, of course. I have overloads in position, and I can spot every link that's leaving.
So if the 6 links scout our 3rd base and then he builds 20 links, then the scenario you just described would happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's the reason why you can get the 3rd base that greedy with our style in CVC, just because if your opponent floods links, then well, okay, we'll just cancel it. It's just what we are not allowed to do is not getting the 3rd base while he's not building any links at all. That would be the worst case scenario.
Game resumed.
Because then he's greedy and we are not greedy at the same time.
Okay, I understand.
So yeah, that was a big mistake in this game. Like he has only 4 links, or like he had 6 before. We should have started our 3rd base way sooner.
This is so big of a mistake that a better player or a Grandmaster Zerg could have punished it, so we would have lost the game.
Yeah, definitely. And now losing the 3rd base too, like that was so dumb. I saw the links on the minimap.
And your roaches should have been in place.
The roaches should have been in place, exactly.
What if the links went straight to our main? We just put a queen in there, and yeah, the spine crawler bore it again, and we have a wall.
Now we do our roach push. And the reason...
Slow.
Yeah.
Paused.
Not faster now, because I
Oh.
could not see it at all in the game.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No problem. Just faster, and we'll take a look at
So
it
now
now.
just the reason why he's taking so much damage against this roach pressure is because he was way too greedy. He started the Evo, two Evo chambers and the roach one already with the upgrades. And he's on... Oh, I forgot to open the unit tab. And he's on 50 drones. If he would have just 20 links to defend those roaches, he would not have taken a lot of damage and he would have been in a phenomenal spot.
This is a major mistake I've seen a lot in Diamond and Masters Zerg players. They think they have 10 Mutalisks, and they will make the opponent so afraid that he just can do whatever he wants at home. But this is not the case. Because and I've done it a lot of times in the lower leagues as well, I move out with my roaches, and in the lower leagues, sometimes I get all 3 hatches. Then the opponent does not have any income. So yeah, okay. So now we've killed 16 workers, 20. I think the game is pretty much over here.
Yeah, we did a lot of damage. I wasn't sure how much damage we did because he transferred some of his drones to the third base. But yeah, he's on 30 drones now.
Make a mistake there. It's the roaches are running wild. Okay.
Oh yeah, I didn't want any more drones there. So yeah, now we are in a good position.
26 workers killed. We're 22 workers ahead. And if you're a Diamond League player, would you suggest building 2 spores in this situation? Because your micro was very good, but I think I would have taken way more damage with 1 spore crawler.
The reason why I only built 1 spore crawler was because I knew he only had 10 mutas, and I knew he was going to transition into roaches.
Okay.
If that would be like, if he would continue to build mutas and had like 25 mutas, then you should get 2 spores.
You do not build any drones yet. Why? Because you want to max and kill him?
Because I was very afraid of a roach all-in from him.
Yeah, you're right, you said it.
Yeah, and I think we had a good worker count. Yeah, I was very like, many players follow up those mutas with a very strong +1 roach timing, because then because you transition into either infestors or hydras. And
Okay.
this transitioning is a weakness that he can capitalize on.
Okay, but now we see he do not build roaches. A question: if he follows it up with a strong roach timing, he needs drones for this, right? Not 22 drones or 20. What did we?
Well, not if he goes all in.
Okay.
I was more afraid that he didn't replace those drones. Because
go all in.
Yeah, and go all in because he took that much damage. Because that's a very common response if you take that much damage. And
You go all
we have
in.
no and we have no way to scout that. That's why we have to be careful. We can't just drone up our third base, go up to 65 drones.
Yeah,
We
okay.
just die all the time.
If the opponent all ins, yes.
Also, something I want to note is I went like 6 queens against the mutas. Queens are just so much better against mutas than hydras. And if you play in a hydra league, I would recommend to go queens and not hydras against mutas.
And why you build hydras that much?
Oh, afterwards you can build hydras, but just like the first couple mutas,
yeah, okay.
It's easier to defend them with queens if you have the micro. Then if you would go straight into hydras, then your hydras get picked up left and right. Like it's very hard. Like until you have like 10 hydras or like 15 hydras, and those hydras are clumped together, your hydras are very weak against the mutalisks. and
Yeah.
you don't have that problem with the queens. Queens are
Please press A to see the active forces, and we're way ahead.
Yeah.
Even though we're one upgrade behind, we're way ahead in army, and he will lose his base now. He builds a fourth base like we do too, but yeah, it's GG before everything finishes. Okay. Well, this was a straight game.
Yeah.
Major mistake was not building the third base because we were afraid of 6 links. And yeah, otherwise it was played pretty well, I think.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty straight game. I know there are a lot of players that struggle against Mutas in CBC. But I think the Okkostyle is quite good against Mutas because you have early 4 queens and you have a strong timing before Mutas hit.
Yeah, we've
So-
seen it here.
Yeah.
I think this in a platinum league, the player would have died to our push.
Yeah, I
When-
mean,
when he-
we had that scenario a couple times. Whenever our opponent tried to get Mutas, he almost always died.
Yeah.
I think in if our opponent plays like the perfect response, then we could be screwed against Mutas. But that's really not the case until High Masters.
Yes, I think so too. We just lost 1 game so far, or 2. I don't know. Well,
I think we only lost 1 game so far. Yes.
we will leave the replay and just show your statistics from Dendro Aspis. I have to take a look. Dendro Aspis there.
Yeah.
View
Well,
profile, ladders,
we
statistics.
we only played 12 games so far, so
Yeah.
the win rates are of course a little bit higher than they should be.
Yeah, we just lost 1 against the Terran. That I remember that.
Yeah, on Ruins of
And
Endian.
of course, if we would play 100 games, we would have lost more, of course. But I think what works in Masters will work in Platinum and Diamond as well.
Of course, definitely. I mean, guys, always remember this build order isn't designed to play in Masters. It's designed to get Masters. When you're a Masters, I think I would recommend to uh, look for other build orders, and like you can maybe do it that way. Like if the Okkostyle works perfectly fine for you in CBC, then there's no reason you stop playing the Okkostyle. But maybe you struggle against Protoss, and then you look for other build order and try a free hatch opening against Protoss. Or maybe
Yes.
you struggle against Terran and you want to start playing Ling Bling Mute against Terran, like stuff like this. It's perfectly fine. The
I
Okkostyle is designed to help you and not to
to
win your
restrict you.
games. Yeah.
No, I would suggest that you take your weakest matchup, and if your masters, your macro and your mechanics should be at a level where you can probably adapt to any build order that is thrown at you, and you can play something you like. You can test things you like against your weakest matchup, but always try to focus to execute the build order correctly and to focus on inject lava management, your mechanics, and your macro.
Exactly.
Okay, then this will wrap it up for this episode. Thank you, Mamba. Thank you guys out there for listening, and we see you guys next time.
See you guys.
Gut, Stream ausmachen, denn ich habe um 14:30 Uhr einen Termin. Hat ja
Okay.
super gepasst. Nächsten Termin mit